Good morning.
Hey, morning.
See because of the stormy weather and the rains and everything, the electricity is on and off, on and off. So sometimes it may disconnect. Doesn't matter. We'll just see how long we can. So how is everybody?
Interesting question today.
Very good, Dee.
Okay. So what's going on?
I'm fine. I mean, yesterday was a little rough day for me.
What went on?
I don't know. I mean, I think I could sense that I was catching on to somebody's energy. And I was just getting, irritable for just no reason, unnecessary.
And then what did you do for that?
Problem, I didn't do anything.
Sorry?
That's it. I said, that's the problem. I didn't do anything in that.
No, means I didn't do anything means did you just rest? Did you?
No, what I meant was I didn't do anything to take care of
To change it. No, you don't have to change it. Sometimes it's okay to be irritated. Always you don't have to change everything. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm irritated now. That's all. Because it's all human, right? And we've come here to experience all kinds of emotions. So what's wrong with being irritated?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it prolongs, I can't forget what Rajiv sir said that day, like, that. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then here minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, the graph. When that exceeds beyond the limit, then it is a problem. But if you're irritated for some time, it's okay, you're irritated. No need to feel bad about it. What happens? When do we feel bad?
When we actually judge ourselves. When we judge ourselves.
Yes, when we judge ourselves and when we are trying to be something that we are not, even in that moment. For example, like just now I spoke to one of my very old participant of Soul's Temple, Access, Yevo. They've learned a lot from me. He's a young boy, lost his father yesterday. I got the message yesterday, and I am not a person who calls people when they are mourning. Like, I don't know how to deal with grief, honestly. Okay, because I won't even know what to say. So I don't call anybody at that time immediately. And then I was just putting my normal WhatsApp status. I write things and I share Instagram, WhatsApp. So I was doing all of that. And then I saw, I was like ready. So I saw he's on the viewers list that he's just viewed. I was like, wow, he's awake so early in the morning. And it was 6:15. So I thought, okay, I have 15 minutes. So I won't have to talk long, but at least I can express my condolence that, I got the news and I'm sad about it. And so I called him. I was not expecting that he won't even be able to say a hello and he'll only cry. He was continuously crying, 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 crying. But for the very first time, I knew how to deal with it. I was so present because ever since I woke up, I've just been outside in my balcony, watching the birds, watching this, watching that, just being very present, very settled in my space. Thanks to the shadow workshop yesterday, because, every time you do some healing work, something shifts in you, something sometimes small, sometimes big, but something shifts always. So I was very present today. I woke up at like 4:15. I slept off at 10:30 in the night yesterday.
Even I woke up at 4:15.
And I just, for 5 minutes, I didn't say a word. I was just listening to him crying. He was continuously crying, continuously crying. 5 to 7 minutes, I was just in my head quiet. And I was like in my space, I was saying, I'm here. I'm here to, I see you, like, I see you. I acknowledge your sadness. In my head, I didn't say a word. I was just listening to him crying. He kept on crying, he kept on crying. Then another 2, 3 minutes. And then after that, the only thing I told him was that I know it is very difficult. I know your life revolved around your father. And I know you did so much for him, that his loss is a huge loss. And at the same time, I know he's around you. For a fact, I know that after death, the energies of them, the soul is just around, at least for the next 40 days, like as per the Hindu culture and otherwise also. So I said, at least for the next 40 days, he's around, he's watching you. I said that definitely his soul will feel happy because you cried, because he'll feel that he's loved so much that when his absence is making people cry. And which everybody likes to know that, that, oh, when I'm gone, people do miss me and they cry for me. So that will give them solace. And at the same time, just imagine if you're a father and if you have a child, if the child is crying for an hour, it's okay. If the child goes on crying for 24 hours or more, what will happen to you? Won't you feel like, oh my God, what can I do to change this? How can I make him stop crying? I said, so probably almost it's just like that. Your father is maybe around and he propelled me that call karo usko bolo rona band karega. And I said it with so much the same tone, like the way I'm talking. And he immediately stopped crying. He said, हाँ दीदी, हाँ. And then I said, और अब क्या करना है? रोना आएगा. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि अभी मैंने बोल दिया और बंद हो जाएगा. रोना आएगा. थोड़े दिनों तक आएगा. But bar bar come back to the space that my father lived a very good life. And I did whatever I could till the end of my life, till the end of his life. And then I said prayers. In these times, prayers are the best gift you can offer to them. Bhajan, kirtan, jap, prayer. जो शांति से जो तुम कर सकते हो, रोज शाम को 1-2 घंटे करो. This is an offering to them. Okay. And then I said, और उसके बाद know that I'm there. I'm here. I may not call every day, पर मैं हूँ. मैं तेरे साथ हूँ. He said, हाँ दीदी, पता है. I said, I'm giving you a big hug and take care of yourself. अभी मेरा 6:30 बजे call है. I'll call again later. Just this much. I know for a fact that this much will change things. Just the knowing that the person who's left also is there and there are people alive who are there in the same capacity, that they care. When we lose somebody whom we love, more than actually the loss of that person, we mourn what we lost. What that person was giving to us that now we are not going to get. Okay. Oh, my mother used to make good food for me, and if that person is not there anymore, then it'll be like, now who will do that for me? We are like this only. I mean, whether we like it or not, our association with people is what we get from them, right? And if we just acknowledge that, yeah, I mean, I love to get this appreciation that all these people are giving, and that's why I'm doing this, rather than from a space of, oh, I'm doing so much for them, they're not even appreciating. Okay, but if we come from a space of, for everything that you're doing, if you know that I'm doing this for myself, everything that I'm doing for myself. Even when I'm doing it for you, I'm doing it for myself. Because you mean something to me.
True.
right? If you don't mean anything to me, I don't call. So many people have died. I don't sit and call everybody, right? So because that person means something to me, that's why I called. So if I'm calling, it's not from a space of I called you and you should remember that I called you in your grief. No, 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 no. I called you because you mean something to me and I care for you. I'm doing this morning calls because I love to share what I have. I'm doing this for myself. I love the way I'm able to wake up in the morning so fresh and do this. So everything that we do, consciously, unconsciously, somewhere it is always for ourselves. It's never for anybody else. Never. In the bargain, if the actions that you are, the actions that you do, the things that you do, if they are, I wouldn't even want to call it like virtuous. Virtuous is a very high word, but if they are for the good of self and others, then the byproduct is everybody benefits in it.
Just like the way Dr. Dane said, kingdom of we or kingdom of me. It's
Yeah,
it's a kingdom of we because you get benefited as well as we get benefited.
others get benefited also. What happens when you want to do good at the cost of you? What happens when you want to do good at the cost of you?
Then it's like it's not a win-win situation because you're losing.
Absolutely. If you win and I lose, then also we both lose. If I win and you lose, then also we both lose. And if we both lose any which way. So the striving must be that I win and you win. We both win. And if all of us could recognize that creating win-win situation is definitely the best way to be in this world. And it's, victory over another person or losing yourself to another person, both are not a great choice. No matter how much you love the person, no matter how much they love you, no matter what is your relationship with people, victory over one person or losing yourself to another person is not a great choice. It takes so much of work on the self and so much awareness of the self to come to the space of acknowledging and recognizing that, they say love is blind, but I would say we become blind in love. Love is not blind. We choose to become blind in love, and that is why we hurt ourselves. And eventually, when we hurt ourselves a lot, we hurt others as well. Because when you've accumulated a lot of hurts, you cannot give happiness to another. What you have, only you can give. And if you don't have happiness inside of you, you can't give happiness to another. So accumulation, whatever, we all got to always be present with the fact that what am I accumulating in my life? Apart from the material possessions, I'm not talking about the material possessions. You can have like $100 million in your bank account, and you can have the best house and the best car and the best, accessories and interiors and everything. I'm talking about the inner being, the body and the being. What are we accumulating in our bodies and our minds? And that is what will create the amount of joy or sadness or happiness or comfort or discomfort or ease or disease that we will have. No matter what you have or what you don't have outside of you, what you have inside of you or what you don't have inside of you is going to be the deciding factor. Whether we like it, whether we don't like it. There are many people who will tell me, but yeah, like, these quotes and stuff that, yeah, but when you have like a so much money, then somewhere you definitely have the comfort of giving things to others. Yes, it is there. If you have a lot of money and if you're a nice person, if you do a lot of contribution to people, definitely, like how Dane has written books and so many books are published and so many are reaching it because they have money. Without money, you can't do all that. So money is essential. But at the same time, if in gathering or accumulating that money or to earn that money or to um, maintain that money, if you're losing on you, then it's not worth it. It's completely not worth it. Nothing is in the world is worth you losing you. Nothing, no relationship, no material possession, no award, no reward, no appreciation, no gold medal, no Nobel Peace Prize, nothing. If you're going to lose you in the bargain, you're going to, someday when you're maybe on your deathbed, you'll be regretting that shit, I lost so many years. I didn't do this for myself. I didn't do this for my loved ones. I was so busy doing this, but I didn't do this for my people. Now, what is important to you is very individual. What is important to you is very subjective. What is important to me may not be important to you. And then you have to recognize what's important for you and get that for you. When I'm saying don't lose you, I'm saying whatever is important for you, whatever is something that you desire, whatever is something that you need, whatever is something that you require, ask for that, work to get that, uh, take all the support you can have to achieve that. That which is important to you, that which you require, and that which you desire, that which you need. I'm including all. I'm not saying you're not supposed to need anything. Need is not bad. We all have come with needs, right? We need to eat, we need to drink water, we need to sleep on time, we need to have particular hours of sleep. It's all a need. Like it or not, it's a need of the body. I mean, if you don't sleep on time or if you don't sleep for X hours, you do get puzzled, you do get exhausted, you do get drained. So it's a need. Food is a need of the body. When we reach some space where none of this is needed, then you've reached some other space. That's a different thing. Those are different individuals. We can't compare ourselves.
So, one of my friend, I'm sure you must know her, Shubhra, she always says to become that superhuman, you have to be first human.
Exactly. So it's important that we acknowledge our needs also. That yeah, this is my need.
Vanna, what would be the difference between I require this and I need this? What would be the difference in the energy of requiring
Baban,
it and needing it?
wow, now your voice came properly to me. I don't know why. What is the difference
Yes.
between needing and requiring, right? It was coming in a slow motion. Did everybody hear it like that or I only heard it like that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
all
like
very
a
musical
song.
way.
It was like a
Yes.
song going on.
It was like, what is the difference?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, okay, ये मेरे लैपटॉप में कुछ गड़बड़ है क्या?
नहीं ऐसे ही सुनाई दे रहा था.
So basically, Baban, so you asked what is the difference between what you need and what you require, right?
Yes. Yes.
So needs is something that you cannot do without. Requirement is something that you can do without. You get the difference?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Thank you.
both you need, but requirement is something that, okay, if I don't get it, I can still survive. But need is something that if I don't get it, I won't be able to survive.
Okay.
Means when I say basic needs, so if I don't have, say, a 50,000 rupees in a month, I can't pay my rent. I can't survive. Right?
Hmm.
Or I can't pay for my food. I can't pay to my maid. All of that. That is need. That much is basic. I require that much for my survival. Now, if I go further down, if I say, चलो ठीक है, नहीं है 50,000 रुपए, तो इतना बड़ा घर में रहने की क्या जरूरत है? छोटे घर में जाके रह जाओ. एक छोटा घर ले लो. अच्छा चलो छोटा घर ले लेंगे. मेड मत रखो, अच्छा हाथ से काम कर लेंगे. Then it boils down to what do you need? Then you need stamina to be able to do all the household work yourself. And then you need, the contentment that I'm okay to live in a very small place also. So the needs will vary. But if I talk only of the basic needs that everybody has is food, roti, kapda, makan.
Yes.
इसके बिना तो नहीं चलेगा इस दुनिया में, राइट? बिना कपड़े पहने तो आप घूम नहीं सकते हो सड़क पे. Even a beggar will wear clothes, right? That's a need.
Yes.
Requirements can change. Requirements can be big. Requirements can be associated with the desires that we have, and requirements also
And
can,
different for different people. Yeah.
yeah, and it can be, also another thing is like, for example, a child requires something else, a grown-up person requires something else, a senior citizen requires something else. For example, for a senior citizen, also roti, kapda, makan is the basic need, sleep is the basic need, these are basic needs. But if that person is unhealthy, then he requires somebody to take care of him. Okay, that's a
Yes,
requirement. Then comes next, beyond needs and requirement is desire. Now, like, okay, I'm sitting here and the weather is very nice. My desire is अच्छा चलो scooty लेके drive, मतलब या गाड़ी लेके drive पे निकलती हूँ. That's neither a need nor a requirement. It's just desire, right? It's a desire. I can, after the call, get up, go down. Either, I don't have a car, so I can take my scooty and go out. Or I can call up my friend, hey, will you go for a drive? And call the friend and say, can we go for a drive? Now that is desire. Okay. And then what is beyond desires? What is beyond desires?
I don't know.
Think about it. What is beyond desires? Like need, requirements, desire. Then
Would that be
Craving.
greed then?
Cravings. Craving.
cravings, yes. Because what we desire, we want more and more. Right? And then when we don't get it, then what happens?
Pain, suffering.
Resentment, complaint, comparison, criticism, aversion. Cravings lead to aversion. Okay. And so there's something that, I love. That's my daughter learned it in school and she came back and explained to me. And from that time, it just stayed with me. It's called many of us have read it, Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
Right? The Maslow's hierarchy of needs is psychological needs, safety needs, belonging and love needs, esteem needs, self-actualization needs. So needs are also different. If I look at it from a spiritual perspective, it's chakra levels, right? The root chakra, the sacral chakra. So psychological needs, it's food, water, warmth, rest. Okay. Which I said roti, kapda, makan, aram. That's a psychological need and it's basic needs. Then safety needs. Safety needs is security and safety, that, oh, okay, I have. And security and safety can mean different to different people. Security can be, oh, I have a home. Security can be, I have my loved ones with me. Security, safety can be, I'm not alone. Or safety can be, I have this much money in my bank account. It can be anything. Security and safety is also very, different for different people. So, but still that comes in the basic needs. Whatever you think gives you security and whatever you think gives you safety, we all require that. It's a basic need. Okay. And then comes the belongingness and love needs. That is, so from the basic needs, we are moving to the next, like belongingness and love, intimate relationship, friends. Not everybody has them. It's not a need, but it is something that we would all love to have, right? Having intimate relationships and friends. So these are belongingness and love needs. And then comes esteem needs, prestige. I have a reputation, a feeling of accomplishment, success, happiness, success, reputation, goodwill, etc., etc., honoring, all of that. Everybody feels that at some point of time you come to a space where you require that also, right? So that's the next level of need. And then self-actualization, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. That's a self-fulfillment need, where you feel fulfilled. That, okay, I'm living my potential to my highest best. And how do you relate it to chakras? So basic roti kapda makan is the root chakra, connection with family, and having enough to survive or thrive. Then sacral chakra. Whenever it comes to sacral, pain, pleasure, etc. Pleasure, I mean, say sex or everything that you, closeness, physical closeness with anybody, you do require some safety and security in it. So in the sacral level, apart from it's so much fun and it's so much pleasure, sex is pleasure, and romance is great and all of that, but you need a safety and security with that.
Swadhisthana chakra.
And then the third level, like, the sacral, the solar plexus, the control and taking charge of things. So that thing comes, right? That when I'm in charge of my emotions, when I'm in charge of my, what's going on in my universe, then somewhere my social life develops. That's my social zone, like I spoke on in the other day, the social zone. And then after that comes the heart chakra. Heart chakra is about love, about family, about friends, about this and about that. So that's another, level of need, hierarchy of need. That we all want love. We all want to be loved. We all want to have loved ones around us. We want to give love, receive love. So that's the next level. And then the throat chakra, self-esteem, self-confidence. And that's, in a way, the Maslow's theory ends here, self-fulfillment, which ends with the throat chakra. Now, beyond that, what is it? What is the third eye level? That you have done enough to fulfill, the things that fulfill you, but now contributing, fulfilling others, working to fulfill other people's requirements, needs, desires. First, giving yourself the permission to have that much, that you can go on giving. So that would be the next, which is beyond that pyramid. It's like the vision, the larger vision, the bigger purpose. And when anybody gets to this space of the bigger purpose, the rest of the things, become an automatic It's automatically fulfilled, I would say.
It becomes a byproduct.
Yeah.
Becomes dormant, isn't it?
It won't become dormant, it'll automatically be fulfilled. It won't be significant.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
The significance of each of it will diminish, and the bigger purpose becomes bigger. The bigger purpose is higher. For example, like people like Mother Teresa and all of these people, you know, Helen Keller, oh, if I'm saying the name correctly. So working for orphans, that many orphans and that many. So then it didn't matter what clothes she's wearing. It didn't matter whether she's getting the right food or not. It didn't matter to her whether the social circle is good or bad. It didn't matter what is the identity. What mattered was the purpose. And that was self-fulfillment. That was basic needs. That was the psychological needs. That was all the needs. Now, can all of us reach to that level? I don't think so, because it takes either it takes a lot of suffering to go there, or it takes lifetimes of, what do you call that? Working towards that one fine day, that Buddha, you'll become the Buddha. And lifetimes I've worked to come here, and now I'm here. And now I just want to contribute to everybody in the world, and like I become like God, equivalent to God. Now people start worshipping me like God. But that is not even 1 in a million, I would say, I don't know, 1 in 10 million maybe. What we are talking of, then you can move beyond needs, beyond greed, beyond desire, beyond everything. That's beyond. That's way beyond, actually. So, but in the regular life, in the regular world that we are living in, as a commoner, the commoner in me, that, okay, what are my common things? That, oh, my desires, first my needs must be fulfilled. Then I must have a little bit of safety and security. And then I must have, people who care for me and I care for them. Then I must feel good about myself. I must feel accomplished. And then I must also, be able to contribute in some way to some amount of people. And that some amount of people can be individual. It can be 10 people, it can be 100, it can be 1,000, it can be 10,000 or more. It doesn't matter. Now, when we don't consider need as bad, when we don't consider anything as bad, then we are able to look at everything as, okay, this is just part and parcel of existence. And when we don't resist it, it won't persist. It'll just go away. Because everything is fleeting anyway, whether we like it, whether we don't like it. All this, even the, for example, sometimes if you're feeling greedy about something, it's not something that's going to be all the time inside of you. It may have come momentarily. Now you can do who does this belong to and blame it on another. Or you can say, I'm feeling greedy in this moment. But if I just make it, oh, in this moment I'm feeling greedy, it will change on its own. Because you just acknowledge that, oh, wow, I'm feeling greedy, man. Or I'm feeling jealous. Or like how Sanjay said, I was irritated. And it's okay, man, I was irritated. Now that's a beauty when you don't make anything big in your head. That, okay, man, irritated थी, मैं कल बहुत irritated थी, आज मेरे को अच्छा लग रहा है. And we keep it so simple. Rather than,
I wanted to say that. I wanted
yes,
to share that with you, that I, like it's not the same state of mind always.
yes,
It's like one day I'm very happy, very on a high, and the next day I want people around. I need love. and
Yeah.
I need some caring. And so I always heard last few years that if you're coming from all that means you think you're not good enough. You are, you are love yourself. And since I lived my life with just three of us, for longest time, I always wanted people around. For that matter,
Yeah.
even how I wanted a desire, it was to see my girls married, to have an extended family, to see my grandchildren. So whenever I spoke about that, I was told that you're coming from needs, which is coming from lacks. And
No,
I feel it.
it's a
I feel
desire.
everybody has, yeah. So everybody has a family, and I was lacking that. And I come from a big joint family, and suddenly everybody vanished. So
Hmm.
I'm very contented with myself, even willing to give whatever I've received, like the
Hmm.
state that you explained just now.
Yeah.
I so resonate with that. To a small extent, I am very willing in my capacity to give up whatever I
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
share with people, make them happy. But there is still a desire to be among people, to travel together, have fun together. That was lacking.
And definitely that's not wrong. That's just perfect. Why would you not have that desire? And desires are divine. In one of the constellation I did a family constellation, not a family, systemic. Apart from family constellation, there's something called systemic constellation where you don't place family members, you place elements. So I place desire. So I keep doing these weird things. For example, sex, lust, love, uh, desire, etc., etc. I'll just place elements, and what does this element want to tell me today? It's brilliant when you do these experiments, right? So in that, in one of the constellation that I did, the element of desire and the divine became one, and the thing was desire is divine because that leads you to progress. If you didn't have any desire, if I didn't have a desire to contribute, or if I didn't have a desire to reach out to more people, I'll be sitting at home and just doing my thing, right? I'm good. I don't need to do all this. It's not my need. It's my desire. I love to do it, right? I enjoy doing it. It's a desire.
So, Bandana, sometimes, as I said, I just wanted love, I wanted nurturing, and I wanted the people around me all the time. And I was just start crying, for no reasons. That I'm left alone, I'm left alone. For many years, I did that. And then suddenly I would go inside and think, am I still living in my victim stories? I have been a victim of situations and circumstances, but for how many years can I live in that?
But I'll tell
And
you, thank you for bringing this up, Kiran. Yeah, continue. I'll tell later. Hmm.
no, that's it. That's it. I just want to get over these feelings in me. Sometimes it
So
comes.
this, right? This is a perpetrated evil, I would say, from the spiritual community. Let me tell you this. It's a it's evil to tell a person that you're all the time being a victim. If anybody has told that. See, I'm not propagating that you must stay in the victim space. But then when a person is working towards change and then telling that person, oh, you have a story of being a victim all the time. What are you doing? Just yesterday, I read a very beautiful thing. I don't remember if it's still there. Because, these things I just read and they just shake me for some time. And then after that, I forget it also. But, people have written, and so don't mention a person's past mistakes when they are trying to change. That's like throwing rocks at them while they are struggling to climb a mountain. Okay. So when somebody is trying to change, working hard to change, उस समय उसको बार बार if you go like वो टोचना जिसको कहते हैं कि you did this, you're a victim, you have a victim story. You don't even know the amount of damage it can cause to another person. You have no idea how much damage you can cause. And have we all been there, done that? Yes, I have definitely been there, done that. I have like pointed out fingers, especially to my loved ones. when I was very irritated and when I was very hurt, and I would like, you only did this, because of you only this happened, because of you. But did that do any good to me or them? Nothing.
No.
It didn't do absolutely any good to neither me nor them. But I was ignorant then. At that time, I was ignorant, so I didn't know what to do. That was the only way I knew to deal with it, because I was hurt.
And then I could never reach a level where I would love myself, because I feel, oh, I'm isolated, I'm different. How can I not be normal, in asking for all this?
No,
And
you don't have to be, Kiran. Let me tell you, asking for all this is normal actually.
so I sometimes feel I'm jealous. I'm not actually jealous by nature. Wholeheartedly I would feel I'm not this. What I'm projecting, I'm not this.
I see you. I hear you, Kiran. I'll tell you why I have been a victim of that. This, not from one, from somebody whom I treated like God, like my guru, my mentor, my God. And then after 5 years, suddenly one day when she came and told me, oh, you have a story of being a victim and you have a story of rejection. And that is why you always invite all of this. And so just like, basically she became my victimizer. And she said, oh, all these victim people will make the rescuer the victimizer, and because they want to remain the victim. And so you will blame me because she was in the space of the rescuer. And then she said that, then you will blame me because you have a need to be a victim. But really, I I felt the worst devastated feeling in my life. I didn't feel that devastated when I got into healing with the biggest setback of my life. Then also I didn't feel that much devastated. When I felt that, oh my God, somebody whom I'm looking at as my teacher, my mentor, and my everything. All these years she didn't say anything, and suddenly now she's telling me that you have a story of being a victim. I cried and I cried for days. She stopped talking to me. She completely blocked me and everything. And I was like, where did I go wrong? What lesson did I learn properly? What was wrong? And then I came out of that also. There was this, Dr. Sanjeev Padmanabhan had done a 21-day exercise with some people. I don't know what was the name of it. But in the last 21st day, he had invited Dr. Dane here on the call. And he had put it on YouTube also. I mean, I don't remember the whole thing, but you take what you need basically. So when I heard that, it was so enlightening for me at that time, because Dane here said that if you put somebody on a pedestal and if you're walking, you're here and you have to progress, you're walking here. And now here there's a bamboo, which is, you put him on a stand, like, on a pedestal. So this is, for you to progress, you'll have to pull that bamboo out and you have to put that person down. Only then you can progress. I realized that day that, okay, I was not being a victim, but definitely beyond this, I wouldn't progress without being either she putting me down or me putting her down. Because now my progress will stop here, because if I made someone so significant, I can never grow beyond them. Now, what was my role in it and what was her role? My USP is I'm a very fair person. I'm very, very fair, just. If it is my mistake, I'll say this is my mistake. If it's somebody else's mistake, I'll say that is their mistake. But at the same time, I didn't know how to present it properly before. I only knew how to complain and go into this complete I'm wrong zone and say that, oh, this person did this to me, this person did this to me, this person did this to me. Until I made peace with that, I did this to myself. Nobody did anything to me. Nobody can do anything to me. But to come to that space of, I am the sole creator of everything that happens in my life. You have to come to a space of, you know, not making anyone wrong, including yourself first. Because when you make yourself wrong or anybody wrong for whatever they did or whatever you experienced in that situation, it's almost like now it's not going to change because somebody is right and somebody is wrong. And now that is fixed. All the things that are fixed in our lives are only because we have decided it's right or wrong. Otherwise, everything is flexible. But when we fix that this is right and this is wrong, then it is not flexible. And thanks, I've done the shadow workshop before also in 2015 with Neelam. I've done that activity with like 100 plus people, because I'm so excited and enthusiastic about something I learned. I want to share it with people. And I used to, in my one-on-one sessions, do it with a lot of people. But what happens when you come back to it like after 5 years and do the same activity? And if you're open and receptive, not from a space of, I know all this already. No, from a space of, oh, I'm learning this first time. So when I come, I operate from that new student phase, that ardent learner in me loves to learn the same thing over and over again. But the beauty is every time you see a different part of you is revealed to you. And that is why learning is an ongoing process. There is never a need to stop learning. And there's never a time when you'll know everything. There is never a time when, this is the best. Yeah, you're good. You can get greater. Greatest and all, I don't know what is the definition of greatest or best. I definitely don't like to settle anymore for anything less than I would like to have in my life. And what I would like to have in my life, I decide, nobody decides it for me. And so what I like to have my family members. I like to be loved by my family members. I like to receive appreciation from everybody. I like to be a contribution to everybody. I like to share what I learn. I like to have some entertainment in life. I like to watch movies. I like to sing. I like to dance. I like to watch birds. I like to be in nature. So all of this I like. Now, when I say I like all of this, I make sure that I have all of this. And I am committed to have all of this. And that's when you are committed to your life, sorry people, power cut again. So yeah, Kiran, recognize that even if you're being a victim at times, it's okay to be a victim also. But at the same time, you know what's your truth. You know that you're not being a victim all the time. You know that you've worked to change your life. You have done so much to be where you are. And you didn't stay in a miserable condition or a miserable position, which you could have. Right? But you didn't do that, which means you have a progressive mentality. Do you hear me?
Yes, but
And you don't have to cry for being who you are. Nobody in this world has to fucking cry for being who they are. And if someone says anything to you, just tell them to fuck off. you know, so this is where it's important to be angry. It's important to you know, tell people that you don't do this to me. When I care so much for you, you don't get to do this to me. And if you want me to continue to care for you, then you also better care for me.
But I never had the courage to do this. So I think I've had this throughout my time of working. 20 years of working. I've only been giving. There was no receiving. And whether it was family, everybody disappeared. Not a single person around me. And so I have still been going strong. My girls give me strength. I had a mentor for 12 years. And I've worked so much on myself. In spite of that, people just leave me saying your energies are not good. You're very, very low in your energies. You're not a happy person. And I want to be there. I'm dying to be one who can gel with everybody, celebrate life.
Thank you for just
It stirred so much in me.
bringing this out. Thank you for bringing this out. It's okay to cry, Kiran. It's okay to, you know, get angry at all those people who ridiculed you because they haven't lived your
So
journey.
then I felt this has been a pattern with me. That I sit and sulk, like I was only criticizing myself for all that was happening.
Yeah.
So, I mean, last few months, I almost got into a state of depression. That how, after doing so much work on myself, how can I still be needing something, needing love, needing appreciation, needing company?
That's
So,
basic. That's basic needs. We all need love. We all need physical touch. We all need good food to eat. We all need all that. And it's required, it's essential.
and I just realized with all that is coming my way that I have so much love inside me that I want to give it out to people. But I think people don't openly receive it. So there was one beautiful girl whom I know, very young girl. Last 12 years, 13 years, she's been with me in what the practices we were doing. And so I loved her like crazy, you know. So I was always showering love on her, giving her, helping her out. She was a young girl. I wanted to be there like a mother for her. So she never acknowledged it. She would just walk by me, And one day she realized, she cried in my lap, she said, Kiran, you've always been loving me so much and I've never, never, never received it from you. And that is what it is, I always feel that I'm full of love and I want to give it out to people. But there are no takers.
Cool. Let's address this now. And maybe it's when it's come up, it must be for everyone. Okay. First of all, truth. How old are you being, Kiran, right now?
Meaning?
Means just give me the number that comes truth. How old are you being right now?
40.
40. Okay. At 40, what happened?
A trauma happened in my life. And everything was shattered.
That's your husband's death, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 40, you're being 40. So your trauma of losing your dearest one surfaces when people leave you.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So let's just look at this objectively. That when people you care for and love leave you, that trauma gets activated. Okay. And trauma, to heal trauma, we have to heal it from the body. Because whatever in that moment you felt in the body when your husband died is still there. The cell memories are there. That is why they surface like this. Okay. And now, even if it's not a big loss, but if it's a small loss also, that child, it's even 40 is inner child. It's not like only childhood is inner child. When you go through a trauma, a part of you gets frozen. Okay. And that frozen part of you is very solid in the body somewhere, which you're not aware of. And then it, time and again, when there is something which is close to that showing up, the body, it's an autoresponder system. It starts responding that way from the same trauma. Okay. One, because Kiran, you know bars, right?
I haven't done it myself. My girls have done both
Your
of them.
girls have done. So please tell them to run your bars for the next 21 days
Okay.
with trifold sequencing systems.
Okay.
Because trifold sequencing systems is a thing that will change the post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, PTSD. And it is there in the body. It's not that the trauma happened now, but the feeling is as though it happened now, right? Because you're still living in it. So if you get your bars run, I mean, and ask for it. Okay, be willing to ask. You don't always have to give. Ask. If not anything else, if they don't have 1 hour time every day to run bars every day, then tell them that every day simply run my implants with trifold sequencing systems for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Ask for that. And when they have time, full bars, otherwise just implants with trifold sequencing systems for 10 minutes every day for 21 days.
Okay.
You get it? Please follow this.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, Vandana.
Yeah. Cool.
So then you're talking about losing people. Yes, at that time, at 40. So my daughter often laughs, She's saying, I am 40 plus today, but if you ask my mother, she's stuck at 40. I never see myself beyond that.
True.
And I had a beautiful, beautiful life till then. No regrets. I am so grateful to God for everything that I received that time. And so suddenly, the shocking thing was that people disappeared. Not even one, not even my closest family, my brothers, sisters, whatever, everybody, except for my mom, dad. And
See,
so again,
it is like that, Kiran. I mean, it's a bitter truth of life, but this is how it is. But continue, please say further.
so like I had a mentor for 12, 13 years, and life was again blissful, learning, working on myself, coming to the state of happiness that I've always wanted to be in spite of all that odds. And it was blissful. But suddenly it crashed. Suddenly he disappeared. And we had a family, an extended family of some more than 1,000 people who were so warm, caring, loving. That was a different world that I lived in. And it crashed. Some few years back, it suddenly crashed. So, I mean, again, what you say, losing people. So when I say I have the fear of losing, then again I feel, am I being a victim? I'm always asking, why this, why this?
No, it's just because it's a cell memory in the body, Kiran. You cannot solve it with the mind. It's inside the body because it was a huge trauma for you when your husband died, and for anybody it would be. The loss of a loved one is not easy.
So my daughter went through cancer after that because she saw the whole thing crash. We were a very, very happy family. And everything crashed, business crashed. So my daughter, because she had to take charge, she was 18 years old, older one, and younger one was 13. She took complete charge. She took charge of me also.
And at that time, how old was she?
She was 18.
Okay, fine. How old were you?
So
Sorry.
I was 40.
Okay, cool.
So then she said, I can't forgive my father for leaving us alone. And she was living in the misery. Why did people leave us alone and things? And so she went through a family constellation. My niece does it in Delhi. She invited her. She said, you both girls fly down to Delhi for 3 days. I want to give you a consultation because that's how you can release your father also. And because she had so much anger with the society who left us alone, families who left us alone, we had no money, everything had crashed. and we had lived in luxury and all. So this girl developed a cancer, and she went through hell for 2 years. She went through 3-4 surgeries and chemos and everything. But she was a strong-hearted person. She came out of it as a winner. And so she has grown a different person after that. I mean, I take counseling from her sometimes. So the constellation helped her release, but she not even cried enough because she saw my condition. For 6 years, I was in kind of a depression. And I started working. So outer appearance was always okay. I joined a job 1 month after he left us because I had no other way out. So my outer appearance was always okay. I'm fine with everything. Inside my heart, there was a well of sadness and grief. So
Yeah.
Payal, my daughter, took charge of me. So she's saying she could not grieve enough.
Yeah.
So she developed that cancer. So
And how much do you feel guilty for that?
I do feel guilty that I was not in my senses for 6 years. Not about causing that disease in her. Like there was a cockroach in the house, and I said, "Oh, we would sleep. We'll sit out on the staircase whole night because we were scared, me and my younger one." And Payal had to be the man of the house for everything. And Payal, I don't even know how to write a check. I was taken care of. Will you do this? Everything she had to take care. She had to become the man.
Right.
So when she fell ill, I thought, so she only asked me, "Mom, all I want you to just hold my hand, be with. Don't say anything, don't talk. I just want you to hold my hand and sit by my side." And took her 2 years to come out of it. But I'm so proud. So my daughter, younger one, when this happened, so she went into a kind of a state. She went to Delhi to meet my family, and everyone said, "Bechari, bechari, इतना इसके ऊपर 13 साल की उम्र में इतना दुख आ गया." And so she didn't like that bechari attitude, and she closed herself for 2 years. She lived in closed doors. She was still studying in 9th standard, and she's saying, "Mom, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see anybody." So she studied a lot of books. She did a lot of therapies for herself. That was perhaps her asking. And she's turned out to be a beautiful person today. I mean, God's help has been always there. Universe has always been holding my hand to whatever it came to.
So can we look at your depression also as a gift that your children grew from there?
Yes. But I was guilty that I
That
gave them
is
a lot of
why,
pain.
see, what is done cannot be undone, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What is done cannot be undone. So no point in talking about something that you cannot undo. But
Yes.
what can you look at it as? The only thing, see, event plus response is equal to outcome. Event we cannot change. To change the outcome, we have to change the response to the event. Okay. So the response that so far you've been giving for your depression, let it be that, yeah, I was not strong enough and I did go into that depression. I couldn't stand the fact that I lost my husband and it was difficult for me. It's fine. And that depression is okay because you suppressed a lot of things inside of you. It came up one day in whichever way it had to come. Now what? Now the remaining days, whatever life is left, whether it's 10 years, 20 years, whatever years, what is the best apology is changed behavior, isn't it? So now you can change that. Instead of sitting and thinking about, I was depressed, you can start living like a celebration now. And you can ask them for help. It's okay. You don't have to always give. You have to be willing to receive. So now tell your children that, to run bars for you. When you need help, become a child. Doesn't matter. Ask. As much as you, for example, if I'm giving what I'm giving here, whatever I'm giving, it gives me joy, right? If somebody wants to give me something and if I say, no, I don't want, am I not stealing that opportunity from them for them to be joyful? For them to have the joy of giving me something. So the problem is, too much of anything is too bad. So too much of anything is too bad, ati sarvatra varjita. So if I'm only giving, there will be a time when I will feel that nobody gives me enough. Because I want to give so much. But when you give so much and you're willing to receive also so much, it's absolutely fine. Like yesterday when Rita spoke about the SOP, I don't know why. I just messaged her in the afternoon, hey, will you gift me a SOP? I didn't say a paid session. I said, will you gift me a SOP? I mean, she has a choice to say no, but she said, yeah, sure, Bandana. Tomorrow before you sleep, just ping me. Now, what does that give to them and what does that give to me? If I'm quite, say, exhausted by doing 3 calls a day, I get a gift of, okay, fine, somebody's doing a SOP for me. Second, she gets the joy of gifting something in return to whatever she's received. Now, whom to ask, when to ask, what not to ask, all of that we learn through trial and error. We are not all born experts in asking and receiving, honestly. We don't know how to ask and receive. It takes time. It takes a lot of rejection and, people exploiting you and this and that. Then you learn, okay, not to ask this person, ask this person. Or ask this thing, but don't ask that thing. Whatever that is. And then it's very individual. Everybody's experience is different. And then when you meet people who are not like you, who are different than you, that's a blessing in disguise, because then you see, oh, this person is asking for that also. I've never asked for that. Let me ask for that too. Then you learn to ask for more. I'm not learning to, be less. I every day want to learn to be more. Not from the space of greed, but from the space of I can be more, so I'm going to be more. Whatever is that more for me.
And then I just want to mention, I just want to say, in being over emotional and I don't know, I only saw the aspect which was lacking in me, and I failed to acknowledge the kind of people that I've met in my life since last 25 years. I really want to acknowledge their presence in my life. I lived on their support. My friends.
Yeah.
Like, I had no one, but this group of friends has been with me.
Yeah.
And they've given me so much, I cannot deny at all. They taught me how to walk. They taught me every bit, how to live my life, how to go to work. I've never worked. So they gave me so much of love. We've traveled, we've had happy times. I'm sorry, I just mentioned all that was lacking and I forgot to mention this. And I
And
want to
it's
acknowledge all these
okay.
people, beautiful people.
It's okay to mention both. It's okay to see things the way they are. Acknowledging what is, the good and the bad, the beautiful and the ugly, and not making any of it significant, knowing that you are the creator of your life. If
So I
you
want to change
created
this
bad, you
completely.
created good also.
Yes. Yes, I would say that God's been very, very kind that I met these people and I've survived for so many years. In happiness, in strength, they gave me everything. But what is lacking, I still want to pinpoint that and I want to overcome that.
Yeah, so instead of saying what is lacking, I want to overcome that. Let's say, like, There are some parts of me which I would like to change. Even though they served me until now, they're not serving me anymore, so I want to change. Can we change our language, the way we look at ourselves? Yeah?
Meaning, can you just
Meaning, okay, this is a part of me that I dislike, but it served me in some way till now. So it's a part of me that served me till now. And now I don't require this. So I would like to change. Instead of because this
good.
is lacking in me, I'm wrong here, so I want to become right. No. It served you in some form or manner, whatever that was. Whether
it
it
did,
is,
for sure.
yes, it did, right?
I just stood up for myself. I mean, I started earning. I looked after my family for so many years
Yeah,
because I didn't get any support. I mean,
yeah,
shifting houses, buying cars, I didn't know anything.
yeah.
So I learned everything, and I'm a different person today. I can say that proudly.
Absolutely. So all of that happened served a purpose.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it did.
Now, okay, fine. I've learned enough. I've learned how to be independent. Now I don't want to be independent. I want to have people. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And then you have to also be. It's okay to be dependent sometimes. Because now when you will be depending, you will not be making anybody so significant, but you will know that, okay, I like to have this person in my life. Now there is wisdom attached to all the years of experience. Right? So let's do some Soul's Temple. We'll finish in 5-7 minutes. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. The part of me that I lost when I lost a loved one is my soul's temple. My need to hold on. One second. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My need to distance myself from that part of me is my soul's temple. My resistance to integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to bring back and integrate that part of me that I lost is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. Acknowledging my loss and my grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on. My need to hold on to the loss and the grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My need to hold on to the loss and grief is my soul's temple. My loyalty to the person I lost is my soul's temple. My loyalty to the person I lost is my soul's temple. My loyalty to the person I lost is my soul's temple. My loyalty to the person I lost is my soul's temple. My love and loyalty for the person I lost is my soul's temple. My love and loyalty for the person I lost is my soul's temple. My love and loyalty for the person I lost is my soul's temple. My love and loyalty for the person I lost is my soul's temple. My love and loyalty for the person I lost is my soul's temple. My love and loyalty for the person I lost is my soul's temple. My love and loyalty for the person I lost is my soul's temple. My resistance to have the same love and loyalty for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to have the same love and loyalty for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to have the same love and loyalty for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to have the same love and loyalty for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to have the same love and loyalty for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to have the same love and loyalty for myself is my soul's temple. My resistance to have the same love and loyalty for myself is my soul's temple. Acknowledging the people who love and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude to the people who love me and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love me and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love me and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love me and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love me and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love me and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. My gratitude for the people who love me and are loyal to me is my soul's temple. Acknowledging that every time I lose something, I gain something too, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging that every time I lose something, I also gain something, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging that every time I lose something, I also gain something, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging that every time I lose something, I also gain something, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging every time I lose something, I also gain something, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging that every time I lose something, I also gain something, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging that every time I lose something, I also gain something, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging that loss and gain are part and parcel of life and living, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging that loss and gain are part and parcel of life and living, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging all losses and gain are part and parcel of life and living, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging all losses and gain are part and parcel of life and living, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging all losses and gain are part and parcel of life and living, is my soul's temple. Acknowledging all loss and gain are part and parcel of life and living, is my soul's temple. Depending more on my ability to create my life than diminish, is my soul's temple. Depending more on my ability to create my life than diminish, is my soul's temple. Depending more on my ability to create my life than diminish, is my soul's temple. Depending more on my ability to create my life than diminish, is my soul's temple. Depending more on my ability to create my life than diminish, is my soul's temple. Depending more on my ability to create my life than diminish, is my soul's temple. Depending more on my ability to create my life than diminish, is my soul's temple. Cool. Yeah, how are you feeling, Kiran?
I am feeling better. Yes.
Right?
But I'll keep on practicing what you said throughout the day. I'll go on with some simple
Yeah.
statements.
Today,
Hearing.
what we have done today also, like the last few statements, maybe you can write them down. And
Yes.
apart from that, please do get your bars run for 21 days. If not full bars, as I said, implant with
Okay.
trifold sequencing system and joy, sadness, body, sexuality, healing.
Okay.
Just these two
Definitely.
bars. Definitely get it at least this much 10-15 minutes run every day.
Okay.
Okay. And
Till- yeah.
once in a week it can be full bars, but yeah, that much.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks again.
Thank
I mean,
you. Thank you for sharing everything that you shared. It takes courage to be that vulnerable on a public platform. And at the same time, your sharing is going to be a contribution to so many more people. Recognize that even in being depressed, or even in being a victim, or even in being sad or vulnerable, we are still contributing always. The desire to change, the ability to change is innate in all of us. Unless we hold on to something that is unnatural.
I feel, Bandhana, I have so much of grace that God is really sending me all kinds of help, like how I met you, and it's opening up a different sort of a different area of my life, which I wanted to be healed, and I felt that I've worked so much on myself. Why is it still there? Why is it still lacking? And each day I'm getting help. Each day,
Yeah,
and
and
I'm so grateful.
each day you're contributing as well by being here on the call.
Yes, it's my need again. Like I just
It's
want to
my
get
need
out
as
of.
well. I'm alone in my house when I wake up in the morning, and when I see all of you here, it keeps me going.
Your smiles attract me more than anything else.
So
Your
yeah,
laughter. And then
it's
yesterday I
good.
was thinking,
It's good to be needy.
I'm,
Tell
uh,
me.
I was only thinking yesterday, I have to ask Vandana, teach me how to laugh like you. I've never laughed like this ever. I mean, I can smile, like maybe whatever, in my own manner, feel happy, but I could never laugh. And
We'll
what is holding
we
me
will
back?
laugh. We will laugh very soon.
So grateful to you.
You
I'm
know,
grateful to
you made these things, right? Peace, love,
yeah,
relax.
yeah,
Now make
yes.
laughter.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Make laughter and put it on a poster in front of your room where when you wake up, see laughter,
Yes,
which
yes.
you have created.
Yes. And
Let your
I'm
next creation be laughter.
all right. Okay. Sure. And
Good.
I cannot thank the universe enough and those people who have been with me. You mentioned that in your clearing. I really have no words to thank them enough. I mean, I started off the story with complaint and lacks and all that, but on the other side, the balance has been so good. And it's such fun. If I look at that side of my story, I have so much in my life. I have abundance of love and help and company. And I don't know, talk about the first side of my story yet. I want to erase that.
let's not get into I want to erase that. Let's go to how much that has contributed, and now I will contribute that to that too.
Yes.
Okay,
Can
everything is a
I just say
contribution.
something here, Vandana? I remember, that came from one of my mentors. And I used to say the same thing that, my family never stood by me when I needed them and things like that. So my mentor one day told me, Sanju, the oxygen that you breathe and the CO2 that you breathe out, does it go to the same plant? Does it come from the same plant?
Yeah,
I said, no. So he says, you don't know from where oxygen is coming.
yeah,
And so who's contributing to you and to who you are contributing? So
absolutely.
same way, when you say that your family didn't stand by you, but your friends stood by you. So it's the same thing. From where you are receiving contribution and to who you are contributing, maybe two different, groups.
Now just imagine, na Kiran, if all my family members would have been with me, I would have been so busy, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. Right?
So a
So
few days back, this question came to me.
yeah.
By God, like, in the pandemic, like I could not meet anybody, I could not go for theaters, I could not go for parks. I said, God, I'm feeling very lonely. So I love to give hugs to everybody, and I cannot. So like 20 hugs was my course. And so I felt alone, and I just said, God, why have you given me so much of loneliness in my life? And I'm a people's person. I
Yeah,
love people.
yeah,
I can talk to anybody on the road.
yeah.
But so then nobody gave me the answer. I didn't ask also. I just asked the universe. And then I'm getting my answer that I'm really taken care of. I mean, I have so many classes to attend throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yesterday, a friend of me from Canada joined me. Come join our class. So amazing help, and whether it's learning, painting, art, all kinds of
Whatever.
people are
Yeah.
reaching out to me, and I'm left alone for this reason that I need to be with myself and grow myself as a happier person.
Yes. See, you're laughing
Right.
already.
Yes, and I want to laugh like this forever. No complaints in life. Life has been good.
I can feel all your sorrows blowing off in Bandana's laughter.
Yes, Vijaya. Yes, Vijaya. Like I said, everybody is contributing to me here, and God sent.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if it was only you and me, or only me and Sanju, or only me and Simran, I wouldn't be so, so motivated. when there are some 4-5 people, तो मुझे भी लगता है हाँ कुछ तो कर रही हूँ मैं.
And I actually didn't want to, like I said, I don't want to revisit those sad areas of my life. But since it's poking me time and again, I needed to clear that.
It's important to revisit if it is stuck. If we are stuck somewhere, it is important to revisit. There's nothing wrong in revisiting sad memories or good memories both. As long as we don't stay there, and as long as we don't dwell in it. I see all my family photographs and old photographs with my mother-in-law and everything. I feel very good about it. I don't feel, oh shit, she's not there in my life anymore. I'm like, yeah, thank you for not being there also. But yeah, I like when she was there also, I really loved her. I mean, I loved her. My mom says you love her more than me.
Yeah.
So yes, I have loved. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Everything in life serves its purpose and then it has to go. Every person in your life will serve it's his or her own purpose and will have to go for you to be in touch with you more. Otherwise,
Yes.
where will the self-realization and self-actualization and self-awareness come from if we are all the time only with people?
Yes.
So we need all of that. We need to have alone time. We need to have people also. And we need to have time with the divine also. And we need to have entertainment also. We need to have hobbies too. We need to have singing and dancing and everything, physical activity. Everything is important. A life lived well is not a life lived only in one hemisphere, right? It's all
Gratitude to one of my angels in my life who met me and who taught me how to live life fully. And I am doing my best. Like still whatever showed up. I didn't know whether that's the shadow self. So yesterday, 2 days, you've been talking about shadow self and I didn't know the meaning accurately. So suddenly something showed up and today I'm in a very happy space because of these angels in my life. But
so
some
yeah. Like before I forget, I'm sorry. What happens when one person chooses to heal themselves? When I went for the shadow workshop today, and if something has changed in me after that workshop, the ripple effect reaches to everybody in my universe. Yeah, say Kiran, what were you saying?
yes, no, I'm done. I'm done. I've said enough. Lots and lots.
No,
I've opened my heart to you.
it's absolutely fine. I am not a person like, see, I have a lot of time in the world.
Yeah.
That's why I'm able to give that much time. That's something I have in abundance.
Thank you so much. And I just felt that my focus has been wrong. I've been looking at what is not enough, what has not been there. And in this moment, if I see I have everything, life is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
But I don't know, the underlying ground was not cleared, perhaps.
Yeah.
So it comes off and on.
It will come. It will come unless we go back and clear those things. See, the way I speak and the way I talk is only because I've done so much of groundwork, underground work actually. I've gone so much inner children I've healed, so many past traumas I've healed, and I don't even have a count anymore. That much work I've done on myself. And that is why, it looks like I'm very sorted. I'm not. I was the most complicated person, and I still go into those complicated spaces even today. I mean, it's not so, actually my mental space is not so easy. It's very complicated. The people who deal with it have a tough time dealing with me. So for 1 hour,
It takes a lot
it
of
is
courage
good.
to say that, Vandana. It takes a lot of courage to say that, especially when
But
you
that
sit
is
here
a
as a woman.
fact. Rajiv sir, in the first time he said, You must be indebted to the people who've tolerated you for so long. You have a problem, that's why you're here. If they had a problem, they would have been here.
Yeah.
So I do have a problem, and that's why I'm doing all that I'm doing. And assuming that everybody has a problem and everybody must do healing is my another problem.
Actually, you chose to sort them out. Nobody else is doing that.
Yeah. So all of this, when I acknowledge, and yeah, man, I have a problem. Okay, my mind is not like everybody else and doesn't work normally. So fine, every day I'll work. Like if there's somebody who has a handicap, they have to do different things, right, to overcome that handicap. So similarly, I have some mental handicap. So I'm doing different things to overcome that. But at least I'm not sitting and crying about it. Shit, man, I have a mental handicap. ठीक है यार, है तो है. How does it get better than this?
Yeah. Just accepting yourself as is.
Yeah,
the beauty.
that is integrating the shadow. All the parts of you that you have rejected and disowned, thinking that they were wrong, thinking that you're not supposed to be that, when you integrate them, then you feel this whole and complete. Whole and complete will not come by rejecting you. Whole and complete
Yeah.
is never going to happen when you say, oh, that part of me was bad and I don't want that part. No, I want all my parts. All my parts. The good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, everything is mine. I own it, I claim it, I cherish it, I rejoice it, I enjoy it, I celebrate it.
So empowering.
That has to be the attitude. And then you will live a full life. And then people go bonkers. Like people are like, ye hai kya? Ye kaise, how is she like this?
So my daughter always says, हम लोग थोड़े weird लोग हैं, दुनिया से अलग है. ऐसे क्यों? वैसे ही तो बने हैं, वैसे ही सोसाइटी में रहते हैं, रहना भी पड़ेगा. Weird क्या है? मतलब she always says कि mama, we are different. The kind of times that we have gone through and learned so much and improvised, and like willingness to change our life, that has made us so different.
See, you have amazing children, which are the gift of your husband, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so celebrate that gift of his as long as he lived and what he gave to you and what stays with you from him. Celebrate.
A lot I have received, a lot.
Yeah.
That was my bestest time of my life.
That,
And if I remember that, I can live my life, the rest of it.
okay, so can we say not if I remember that, if that is anyways with me. Now what can I do different for me now? Can
Just be
that be a
happy.
question?
Yeah.
You don't have to give the answer, just be in a question that, okay, I have all that he had given to me already. What can I do for me different? What can I do different for me now? Right? Just keep asking that question.
Yes.
Cool. Thank
Thanks
you.
a ton again.
Thank you for being
Love you,
vulnerable. I love you too. By the way, this is a very funny thing I have to share. Ab mera time jaane do extra. So me and my daughter were having a conversation one day. There was like a aha moment in my life. I was like, यार ये जो लोग I love you, जब हम I love you बोलते किसी को और फिर सामने वाला बोलता है I love you too, या कोई मुझे I love you बोलता है और मैं बोलती हूँ I love you too, इसमें एक कैच है. क्या कैच है बोलो? So because I had multiple boyfriends, so when a guy is telling I love you, I'm saying I love you. See, I love A, I love B, I love C, I love you too. It's not just I love you. Keeping
I love you.
options.
Matlab, you are the second one. You are the second one. You are the third one. You are the fourth one.
So I love you too. तो then I told कि लेकिन जब तू और मैं बात करेंगे ना गुड्डी, so तू जब I love you बोलेगी तो I won't say I love you too because तेरे बाद तेरे पहले कोई नहीं, तू है. So I too love you. So I should when she and me talk, if she says Mama I love you, I'll say I too love you. I will not say I love you too.
Correct.
है ना? English.
Start framing your sentences rightly.
So yeah, that's one thing. So I too love you, Kiran. चलो, bye. See, you're laughing. सिखा दिया एक ही दिन में. Ask and you shall receive.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely,
Bye.
Very lovely. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Love you all.
I too love you. That is nice. We all love you.
Yes.
God bless.